So being on the call with Nevin Freeman of Reserve Protocol. And some of you saw me, and you guys were sending me private messages on the Telegram, and you guys wanted to see my opinion on what Nevin Freeman was talking about. First of all, again, follow me on Twitter. It's 007 Mac 007 007 MAC 007 on Twitter. But some of you sent me some private messages on Telegram and asking me for my opinion. What do I think? What do I think about this? What do I think about that? And of course, we're talking about, we're going to start off with Reserve Protocol, ticker symbol RSR, and what Nevin Freeman was sharing on March 5th on Friday. And here's my opinion. First of all, great guy, right? You can hear the honesty from the gentleman. You know what I mean? You've been around this space for a little bit. You know BS. You hear BS. For example, I've been in many face-to-face type of interviews with some sketchy people, and recently you can kind of see one of the things that took place. I'm not gonna get too much into detail, but somebody just, let me not go into that. But again, going back to, I apologize. Going back to the call and what Nevin Freeman of Reserve Protocol was saying, things that really jumped out to me was the Facebook. I like how, and the interaction with Peter Thiel, that was really interesting when Nevin asked Peter, hey, instead of, being kind of competition with them, you think you can make an introduction? And Peter was like, listen, I could, but I don't think that's right for you guys because a big company like that moves very slowly. Now, there's so many things to digest out of that. Just the fact that Nevin Freeman and Peter Thiel have this really good relationship where they can just speak to each other shows how big Reserve Protocol and what they're doing. And we know the names like Jack Selsby, part of PayPal. We should all know Peter Thiel. Okay, so if you haven't done any research on him, research him. But that right there in itself was very interesting. That communication that that Nevin was transparent with sharing about how him and Peter were talking. The Coinbase was very interesting. The aspect of Coinbase, of course, I knew those questions were going to come out, and how Nevin answered those questions pertaining to Coinbase. It's like, guys, I can't answer this. But you should already know the answer to this, right? Like that's how basically he was saying, like, I can't answer this, right? I can't answer this, but you should know the answer to this. It's kind of like, he was saying, well, they've kind of mentioned, and who's invested in us, and they mentioned it now twice. So, what else you want? What else you want? What else you want? But I guess people like to hear it and hear it over again. So yeah, that's any day now. It's not if, it's just when. It's just a matter of time. So if, for those of you who are just speculating on the Coinbase aspect of Reserve Protocol, when Reserve, and I'll say it like this, okay, this is just my opinion, and I can say it because I'm not, part of the Reserve Protocol. It's just an outsider looking in opinion, but a strong one at that when they do get listed on Coinbase, expect Reserve Protocol to shoot up and to really take off. I've been talking about RSR, Reserve Protocol, at 0.002 for those of you who've been getting in. And again, you've heard me talk about Rsr 2 and Lyxe and Public Mint and Rally. And I said out of those four for right now, in the aspect, Rsr 2 and Lyxe are just straight up fire. Right? But out of those four right now, like, I'm not playing games. Reserve Protocol, again, I'm not playing games with Reserve Protocol. This thing is bigger than a lot of cryptos out there, and the backing is bigger than a lot of cryptos out there. I'm not even getting into certain names, but there's certain cryptos out there that are literally overhyped. There's nothing on there, and people are just like really convinced, and it's really piece of crap what it is. Okay, I'm not going to get into names. But that market cap should be where Reserve should have that type of market cap. And I'm talking about like in the top tier. This is not a joke. They're doing real legitimate things, especially like in Venezuela. That was very interesting what Nevin Freeman was talking about. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen, especially in this bull run. So if you're speculating and you're thinking about, man, what to expect from reserve protocol, I can just share my opinion. Of course, never ever financial advice, and I never tell you to buy. But I expect big big movements within 5 to 6 months. I'm not going to tell you when particular, but big price movements. And we're already at, for those of you who've been getting in at 0.002, we're already what, 7 cents, 8 cents, 6 cents. So, I mean, seeing a reserve protocol around 40 cents, 50 cents, again, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen right now, but just to see it there, it's not surprising at all. I mean, again, to me, that's where it should be at. Okay, it should already be there. Not financial advice, but it should be already there. So, yeah, this is a legendary type of crypto. This is Reserve Protocol, RSR, backed up by Coinbase, Peter Thiel, Sam Altman. You got names like Jack Salisbury, PayPal, of course. A lot of big names. The market makers for Ripple. I mean, come on, guys. This again, what have I been saying? Reserve Protocol is what I've been saying back in the day. This is the young LeBron, still in high school, hasn't made it to the NBA. That's how I described Reserve Protocol. All right, and what I say about Luxo, and I said I feel the same way when I was talking about Luxo at 50, 60 cents. I go, the same way I feel about Reserve is how I feel about Luxo. And I was saying this with Luxo at 60 cents. These are no-brainers, right? These are no-brainers. I'm going to talk a little bit about Public Mint right now. Just sharing that, Hyperledger, go do your research on Hyperledger, right? Go look at the names on Hyperledger, the names like Visa, JP Morgan, I mean, Intel, just such big names. And then you see praises from Hyperledger to Public Mint. If you do your research, it's all there. And then you see the market cap around 20 million. Come on, guys. 200 million is a drop. For crappy cryptos, right? That don't even belong there. It's easy money. So when I see 20 million market cap, not that many coins in circulation, I go, this is a no-brainer. It's just like when I saw Terra Virtua, TVK, it's another one, at 7 cents, and I'm like, my God, 18 million, 19 million market cap. Get out of here. Paramount Pictures, Legendary Entertainment, big time partnerships. And then looking at Gary, the credibility that he has and especially in that space, and we're talking about, Terra Virtua art now, NFTs. It was just a no-brainer, right? And I've been telling you guys, focus on NFTs. So to me, these are things that you look at and you're like, these are no-brainers, man. No-brainers. So the problem you want to know what the toughest problem is? Like, my God, I've made so much money. How much more can I make? You know what I mean? Like, that's so much return on the investment. And it's serious. Like that right there should show you, when you see these things, the market cap, the partnerships, the names that are around it, and you know that these are serious names. And you still haven't even gone through the major parabolic rise. You can see, for example, again, not financial advice, never financial advice, but would it surprise me to see Reserve Protocol at 30 cents, 40 cents? No, man. Luxo at $100. Now that I've really no, would not surprise me. Look at all the, I know I'm jumping from coin to coin, but I'm just doing kind of like a freestyle, just talking to you guys about cryptos. But look at Polkadot, look at the market cap of all these Ethereum OGs, and to me, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, is Fabian Vogelsteller. And you understand what they're doing, not only with the fashion, with the NFTs, but there's a lot of things going on there, guys. A lot of powerful connections. So this one, again, Luxo is another one I'm not playing games with. There's so much leverage to the upside. So again, do your research on these coins. I don't want to go way too long. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Reserve. I'm glad to see for VeChain to see the price go back to where it's at. But there's a lot of things to talk about. And I can't just do it all in one video. There's a lot of coins that I'm bullish on, especially like Rally. That one's going very stealth, and I strongly believe Rally will have a day of parabolic when things really take off. So ticker symbol RLY. Again, never financial advice, never tell you to buy, but always do your research. All I want to do is just, put things in perspective where you guys can do your own research and due diligence. All right, guys. I always like to end on a on a positive note, especially when it comes to the things of God. And I know there's a lot of messages out there that God's against you, and you hear a lot of religion, and you should feel wrong about your sins and this. I want to share an opposite message. I want you to understand, first of all, that God really loves you, and if you can really understand that and absorb that the Creator of all really loves you, and He gave His only begotten Son, Jesus the Christ, how much more, if He gave you the best, how will He not freely give you all these other things? And I know a lot of religion doesn't pertain to this life, but I know my God, and He's my Heavenly Father, and I know that He enjoys in blessing, not only in spiritual things, but I'm talking about in physical things like health, your peace, your mind, wealth, and I'll say it proudly, yes, wealth. There's a verse that says that wisdom has long life. Proverbs, right? Proverbs chapter 8. Wisdom has long life in her right hand and riches and honor. And we're talking about the wisdom of God. All right. So focus on Jesus. And if you focus on Jesus, man, I wish I could talk more about this. But there'll be a time for that. All right, guys, stay blessed, be blessed. And you already know. Let's go.